Yo, what's going on, man? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. I know I did working. Nah. But I always love to come and talk football on here with you guys, man. What a game for Monday Night Football. Indianapolis Colts versus San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers literally just red hot, right? And then you got the Colts coming in here with Phillip Rivers, who honestly played pretty damn good tonight, dude. Even that deep ball, like a couple deep balls that ended up being incompletions, I was like, yo, Phillip Rivers actually doesn't look that bad. And I mean, he did his part. Like I heard who did I hear tonight? Troy Aikman. He literally said it. He's like, he played his part. Defense just didn't get enough stops. I mean, dude, what did he go for tonight, man? 23 out of 35 for 277, 2 touchdowns, and then the 1 interception to D Winners. I mean, come on, man. He was cooking. And this is on a night where Jonathan Taylor just could not get going against this San Francisco defense, who did a really good job of bottling him up, dude. But yeah, you know, what a night. 48-27, Niners come away with the dub. And you know, San Francisco, they're getting hot at the right time. They are getting really hot at the right time. And I've talked about this previously. Kyle Shanahan and the way he's called this offense this year with everything that's gone on, honestly, it looks great. Like when I look at the San Francisco 49ers offense this year, I just see a little couple wrinkles, you know, some like motions and just the way they're tossing the ball. And I'm like, dude, Shanahan kind of, you know, he did some reflection this last offseason, and I feel like he came back better than ever. Like, I had questions about Shanahan, but after this year, dude, and just with the way they've gotten hot, especially with Brock Purdy coming back, right? They look good. Like, they look so good on the offensive side of the ball. And for that, and you know, they're going to be in the playoffs. You look at the league this year, it's wide open to anybody. San Francisco getting to the NFC Championship, possibly the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible, especially with the year we're having with no number one team on either side of the AFC and NFC. And Brock is playing great right now, man. I mean, Brock, the offensive line, who a little bit of below average, right? But they're playing pretty solid ball. George Kittle, hopefully he's fine. We saw that ankle injury towards the end of the game. You know, but CMC, dude, holy shit. CMC, right, going into this season, a lot of questions, especially coming off injury. He looks great, dude. CMC looks great. 21 carries, 117 yards. Just hard to stop when he gets going. And, you know, at times they're off. The rushing with the 49ers has been spotty this year. Good tonight against, you know, a solid Colts defense. Like, they've been pretty good at times. And he kind of just shredded them up tonight, dude. I mean, how many people did Purdy hit tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different receivers. Yes, 8. I mean, he didn't end up completing it to Brian Robinson. Okay, so 7. But still, dude, just distributing. George Kittle, Jawan Jennings. Just a good night, honestly, for the Shanahan offense. And they need this. I really do think they need this going into the playoffs. This is kind of a weird year for me with San Francisco. Because, yes, they are led by Kyle Shanahan. And Kyle Shanahan, you know, offensive guru. Their offense is pretty good at running the ball. It's kind of been a little bit spotty this year, but they can score a lot of points. Brock Purdy looks great. Yo, you're not subscribed? Come on, man. Why are you not subscribed? Be sure to drop a like on this video as well while you're at it. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. Drop any topic of discussion, any question in there. We can make a video on it. Even if you have a player, we can do some film review on them as well. All right, now let's get back to the video. They're offensive led this year as opposed to other years that we've seen, right? The last year with the other DC wasn't the best. Steve Wilkes, their defense was still pretty good, just kind of not what they've been. But D'Amico Ryans, Robert Saleh, now they got Robert Saleh back. And I mean, you know, as many injuries as we've seen from this San Francisco team on the offense and defense, and specifically on the defensive side, if you were to sit here and tell me that the San Francisco 49ers are sitting here at 11-4, right? And they have a chance at the number one seed and to win the NFC West, I would have called you crazy. I would have called you crazy. If you would have asked me that, if they could pull it off around week 4 to week 6, I would have been like, no, you're nuts. They can't. But they have just continued to just fight through this. And Robert Saleh, you know, even tonight, like I don't think it was the best showing from their defense, I kind of think Phillip Rivers honestly kind of shredded them up in the passing game, right? But D Winters, D Winters on that last interception, man, just goes to show that they do still have some ballers on that defensive side. And D Winters kind of taking over that main role since Fred Warner's been out. He's played pretty damn good football. But you got to give credit where credit's due, dude. Like, as much shit as this San Francisco team has gone through, they've literally just overcame everything. They've overcame everything, dude. And it's about to get harder, right? It is about to get harder in the playoffs. We'll see how it ends up for them down the stretch, right? Like, what is the 49ers schedule right now? So who do they have left? They're trying to get that number 1 seed. I do know that much. So right now they are playing Chicago. That's going to be an interesting game because Chicago, I don't think people are sleeping on Chicago now, right? So they're going to be playing Chicago, then they're playing Seattle. So those 2 tough matchups. And if you're San Francisco, you got the Super Bowl in your house, trying to get to the Super Bowl, trying to get that number 1 seed. Yeah, you're going to go out here and play these games, and you're going to play your starters, right? Like, depending on the situation, say you drop to Chicago, I'd assume they're probably not going to be playing the starters in Seattle. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, man, San Francisco has a legitimate shot here, and I think it's absolutely nuts if I'm being real with you. Like, it's nuts. Yeah, man. The only thing I'd say with San Francisco that I was just kind of has me a little bit hesitant. I thought the defense was better than I watched tonight, and I'm like, they kind of have some liability in that back end on that defense. That's something that they really are going to have to watch out for against these better teams in the NFC, right? That, and I know the run defense hasn't been the best this year. Thought they did a phenomenal job tonight. But the defensive side of the ball is the kind of the side that I'm like, with San Francisco. And it's never really been like that in the past. I know it was like that last year. And Steve Wilkes, it was kind of spotty. But like I said, their defensive-led team followed up by phenomenal offense, but now they're just all offense. So I don't know what we're going to get with San Francisco in this postseason. So pretty interesting. And then you go to the other side, dude. Indianapolis Colts. And, I was one of them. I didn't like the Sauce trade. I didn't like the Sauce trade. Yes, this Indianapolis Colts team, when Daniel Jones was healthy, they looked great. They looked like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They did. Daniel Jones gets hurt. We've seen the fall off of Jonathan Taylor, without the explosive passing game. And credit to Phillip Rivers because he balled out tonight. But just in these past 2 to 3 weeks, it's like, dang, what happened to JT? What happened to the leading rusher in the league, who I think James Cook took his place. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it's just not there. It's an entirely different offense, honestly, right? And you would see Steichen get super creative. He still obviously is getting creative, right? But man, you see Tyler Warren in the backfield, just Pierce going off, who went off tonight, 86, 2 touchdowns. He still went off. But Josh Downs, Pittman, super explosive. And you just don't see it like you saw it before. And I feel like they're very reliant on Jonathan Taylor. And these guys, like I said, these guys did a phenomenal night tonight. But Jonathan Taylor and that offensive line, I feel like they were an unstoppable force. It honestly reminds me of Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line last year. That carried them all the way to the freaking Super Bowl, right? That's what Jonathan Taylor and this offensive line remind me of. They've kind of gotten away from that, right? The defense, honestly, didn't really look the best in this game. Phillip Rivers actually gave them a shot. He did. He scored enough points, dude. I mean, you put up that many points, 27 points like they did, you should have a shot. But with the defense, it's just not getting stops. And Lou Anarumo, I think he's a good DC. I thought Cincinnati was crazy when they let go of him. I honestly did. But it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough tonight. And Brock Purdy absolutely shredded the hell out of them. He shredded that defense tonight. 5 touchdowns. I honestly thought he was going for 6 at halftime. Got pretty close, right? But Brock Purdy shredded that defense. And I'm like, you guys lose this game, you guys probably ain't getting to the playoffs, dude. And it's crazy because, I mean, earlier this season, they were like number one team in the NFL, number one team in the AFC. The fall off was crazy, right? I mean, your starting quarterback goes out. Things can get pretty bad for most teams, I'd say. But just with how it fell, you know, it was like Super Bowl. Like, they're clearly going for a Super Bowl. They trade for Sauce Gardner. That's what I was going to get to, and I got sidetracked. With the Sauce Gardner trade, I didn't agree with it. Like, I was like, yeah, I think Sauce Gardner's good. I don't think he's Jalen Ramsey, Los Angeles Rams 2 first rounders good, but I do think he's good. Dude hasn't even been playing, and I'm like, shit, dude. I'm like, Daniel Jones, we don't know how that's going to go next year, right? Is he going to be back? Like, he was playing this year to get paid. I don't know how that's going to work out. You trade for Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner hasn't even been playing. Like, you know, I know their GM. I know the Colts GM, Chris Ballard. I know he's been under fire throughout the years, right? But it's not as if the dude hasn't been trying to get a QB at the QB position. But for whatever reason, it just hasn't worked out with them. And the Daniel Jones thing just didn't work out for them. You trade for Sauce. It's not looking the best right now. Like, what? Does he keep his job? Does he keep his job? I assume he keeps his job, right? But I'm just asking because we've seen situations where it's like, Chris Ballard, dude might be under fire. And like I said, you trade for Sauce. He's not even playing. And who knows who your QB is going to be next year? A lot of uncertainties. And now you're out 2 first-round picks that you honestly might need. Now, this upcoming draft with the QBs, I'm not the biggest fan of. But the next draft, could there be a franchise player? You know, could you guys be in position to get a QB? No, you can't because you don't have first rounders. So the Colts are in a tough spot. And this is a team that I've been rooting for most of this season. But man, it's just gone downhill. Man, it's gone downhill. And dude, I was rooting my ass off. Like, I miss watching Philip Rivers so much. And to watch him kind of tear up this San Francisco 49ers defense, I was like, oh shit. I was like, he's giving them a fighting chance. You know, and then the defense gives up too many points. He throws an interception. So just not a good night for the Indianapolis Colts. And if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, because, you know, you don't make the playoffs. You go into this offseason without those 2 first rounders, Daniel Jones hurt. There are some major questions, and I just don't know how it's going to go in the offseason with the Indianapolis Colts. But to miss the playoffs, I'm like, shit, man. Shit. That trade for Sauce just honestly does not look the best, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you guys thought about the game tonight. I loved it. I love high-scoring offense. I do. But I also love defense. Like, I love just, like, low-scoring defense. Both ways. High-scoring, low-scoring, great defense. I just love football, man. I don't know about you guys. I just love football. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe to your boy. Appreciate you watching. And I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.